I don't know if you follow tennis, but Novak Djokovic was talking about basically like his mindset on the court, and he was like, everyone tells you ignore your negative emotions or only positivity. Like everything always needs to be positive. Like oh, you always, no matter what happens in your life, like you have to be positive, and like positivity is the way to go. And he's like, no, man, like I'm human. Like there's been plenty of times on the court where I'm negative, and like I have a negative thought and I feel myself being negative. But he was like, the key is like you feel it, you experience it, and then you just let it go, and
Yep.
you keep moving forward. And so he said like same thing with positivity. Like too much positivity can also be a bad thing. So like if you're really positive in the moment, feel it, experience it, and then just let it go and return to whatever baseline, right? Like everyone has like their baseline emotion or baseline level of emotion. He's like, return to your baseline. I'm curious, like, is that kind of how you go about it?
Yeah, I think there's levels to it, and I think it's each person has to master their own mental I guess process of how they approach things. So I'm somebody that hears those things, but like when I'm talking to myself, I also understand like the power of like your own mind and the power of your words. So like there's a lot of positive self-talk. So like I hear those things. It's like if someone was to say, "Hey, you can't play in the NFL, you're not good enough." Like I hear that, I store that, but the whole time I'm telling myself, "You are good enough. You can do this. You are like it's not." So you take the good and the bad. The good comes from me, the bad comes from outside. And yeah, I mean I think the negative becomes really negative when you start telling yourself, "Hey, I can't do this." And I would be lying if I said that there's been times where like, for instance, and I think every quarterback would understand this as well, like, there's just a particular route that day, whether it's an out route, whether it's a post, whatever it is. I'm just not throwing it well. And I haven't been throwing it well for a couple practices now. And like if I sit there and I get in my own head about it, I probably won't continue to throw that specific route well. For me, it was out routes to my left. Once I got over the hump of like, hey, it's just you're making this a bigger deal than what it is. You can throw comebacks that end up in the same exact basic area of the field to the left, just as well as any other route you throw. It's a mind game. And so everything you do, I mean, with every single thing you do, it's a mind game. So I am somebody that a lot of positive self-talk, and I keep the negative outside talk as well. So I think there's a good balance that you have to have.
Do you feel like you mastered your mindset while you were playing? Or, I mean, you mentioned some times where, even you maybe didn't believe in yourself quite as much as you had wanted to in the moment.
Yeah.
But just like take us, because as fans, like the one thing I love about this podcast, like I've talked to other quarterbacks, I just love like getting in their minds, like, 3rd and 5, like what are you going through? Like what's on your mind? If you miss a throw, and now it's 4th down, like what, like as you're jogging back to the sideline, what's going on in your head? Because we as fans, like we don't see, we don't hear, we're obviously not with you, so we don't get to
Yeah.
ask you like what are you going through. But it's always fascinated me, just like the mindset and the mental side of that, because we just on TV we just see the physical aspect of it. So if you don't mind just going through some of the things that you'd
Yeah.
be telling yourself and kind of how you would bounce back from certain situations.
Yeah. So it's a loaded question that there's a number of ways that I want to go. So I'll start with this. So when I was in college, my first exposure to like the mental approach to the game at Northern Colorado, they brought in somebody that was working with the Denver Broncos and a lot of the players on mastering your mindset. And so a lot of that, and this was the first time that I was exposed. So I was always somebody that I had an unwavering belief in myself. Like I've always had that, and I think that that's just something that um, if you're going to be great at anything, you have to believe in yourself above. Like I'll sit here right now and tell you, and I'm wrong. I'm wrong, but I don't think that. Like in my mind, I've tricked myself to, hey, I could come off the couch right now and play better than Patrick Mahomes. And every single person in their right mind would be right to laugh at that and say, hey, you're insane. I haven't been doing, I haven't been in a football practice in a year and a half now. I haven't thrown live reps. I haven't, but like those are just the things, even though it's outlandish, I think those are the things that you have to, as a competitor, believe in yourself. Like I said a quote when I was in the NFL that to reporters that laughed at me, and rightfully so, that, you know, Tom Brady may be the greatest quarterback of all time, but if there's 2 minutes left on the clock and I need someone to score a touchdown, I'm taking me. Like that's just why. If I don't believe in myself, who's going to believe in me? If you don't believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you? So I just have that mindset. But back to the first time that we had somebody in my exposure to like mastering your mindset before, it's become a part of me in every single thing that I do, whether it's sales pitches that I'm doing now, with my business, or whether it's football, whether it's any big life event. I sit there and I picture, and this guy told us to go through, um, what does from start to finish, to you waking up in the morning to you getting dressed, what are you putting on? How do you feel? Do you take a shower? Do you go down to eat breakfast? What do you eat? What do you have? Um, where do you sit on the bus? If that bus seat isn't available, like how do you respond to that? Like you didn't envision sitting in the front, now you're sitting in the back. Like, is it a big deal to you? Does it throw you off? So like to, hey, now I'm in the locker room. So I would literally sit there. I'd take an hour leading up to a big game, probably 3 days before, an hour a day, where I'm just laying in bed. You close your eyes and you almost get in this state of, they tell you to breathe deeply from like your stomach. You apparently get like a lot more oxygen when you breathe from your stomach. You want to flood your brain with oxygen. You want to relax your body. And so I'd sit there for about an hour and I'd picture all the things that, hey, I'm throwing this out route and I'm nailing it. It's on time, it's perfect, it's outside, it's on the outside shoulder. Hey, now we throw a shallow route. The guy catches it, runs for 20 yards. Okay, I got sacked. Okay, because a sack, there's going to be negative things that happen throughout this drive. Hey, I throw an interception. Like envision those things before they happen. So when they do happen, because they're going to from time to time, when they do happen, it's your second time being there. It's not new to you. It's not something that's surprising you. It's not something that you could have never imagined. Like it sounds funny, but like with all the positive things, I used to envision throwing a pick six, whereas like, okay, that happened. How do I respond to that? So, and I think envisioning a lot of the positive things, and then like talking to yourself, like, okay, that happened, but I'm okay. I'm going back out there and I'm crushing it again. I just threw this corner route for a 40-yard, whatever, and I'm going through my exact play calls. So there's definitely an art form to it, and I think that's helped me a lot as well.